Alrighty. Hello cuties, welcome to Yin for Manipura. The navel center. It's Chelsea's favourite chakra, just in case you didn't know.
It's my favourite chakra.
Why is it your favourite chakra?
Oh, something about personal power just really gets me.
I love that.
You know, just like doing it for yourself.
Cute. So Manipura is the navel center. I like to think of Manipura as the sun that exists in our navel center. It is in charge of digestion, our self-esteem, the way we relate and compare ourselves to others, the ego, the personality. It's a bit of a big one, and it's kind of where the world is at the moment. Yeah. So if you look at this kind of spiritual transcendence, or like the 60s and 70s was like an anahata time, and I feel like very much now is like an achievement, success, power, and this is the struggle that the world's going through. So that's a Manipura time. So we're going to begin with a little bit of digestive stimulation. We'll chant the seed, the bija mantra, which is Ram, 3 times. So instead of Om, it's just Ram, kind of, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to be like Ram. But we're just going to chant Ram. And you can bring your awareness to the navel center as we do that. Just 3 times. Open your mouth and let it out. Bringing a gentle awareness to the navel center if it isn't there already. Imagining, visualizing a blazing sun. A sun that radiates through the body, giving you strength, vibrancy, vitality. The Manipura Chakra is also about will, our drive, our personal power, which during a time of isolation can be snubbed out. Just beginning by visualizing that power center strong, radiating. And take a few deep breaths. And just bringing the hands to the legs, giving the legs a little rub. And we'll start with Kapalabhati pranayama. So Kapalabhati is a forceful exhale which draws the navel center in towards the spine. And this will stimulate what's known as Agni, the fire, around where the Manipura Chakra is, which stimulates digestion. So have a look. Got my Buddha belly ready. This is something I prepared for you earlier. So the Buddha belly is necessary in Kapalabhati between forceful exhales. So watch. And this is the pace that we're going to do it at. Nice and slow, nice and rhythmic. So it's kind of relaxing. It's not so much the rabbit breath or the fast Kapalabhati that we usually do. We're going to do 30 rounds. Forceful lion's breath exhale. Just watch. You stick your tongue out as far as possible. Like you're trying to vomit up your stomach. Yeah. That'll help you to get all the air out. And then we hold in a comfortable exhale retention. If you've never stuck your tongue that far out and exhale completely, you may feel like you're going to die. Don't worry, you're not going to. Just take a breath in straight away. And you can rest in an inhale retention. If you're resting in exhale retention, we're going to just massage underneath the ribs and just explore our internal body. If you take an inhale, just completely exhale and you can join us in that massage. I'm going to do 2 rounds of this. So 30 Kapalabhati forceful exhales, 1 full lion's breath, exhale retention massage, or straight away inhale and then massage once you've exhaled. We'll do the massage for about a minute and then we'll continue to the second round. Alrighty, that's a lot of information. It'll be easy, I'll just do it with you. Alrighty, so place your hands on your belly to start with and just feel the belly softening into the hands. And if you've never done this before, really want you to focus on a complete relaxation through the lower belly. It can be a tendency in society today to want to draw the belly in or to make ourselves look thinner or stronger by removing this softness, but this softness is vital. So feel into that. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Inhale to halfway. Forceful exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. Relaxing the belly, in between, relaxing the shoulders and the eyes. 5 more. Stick your tongue out. Breathe out all the air. Swallow, retain. Gentle draw of the chin towards the chest. Suck the navel in and start to explore the cavity underneath your rib cage. When you need to breathe in, please breathe in, and then you can continue the massage after you've exhaled. So when we explore underneath the rib cage, we do so as if we were a guest in someone's house, especially if you've never done it before. We're not going in and touching everything. We're gently exploring with curiosity. And X marks the spot with this kind of work. So once you find an area that feels maybe a little bit tender, stay there for a little bit. We actually hold stress, tension, emotions in our internal organs. And self-massage, really soft, is a great way to release that tension. Stimulating the Agni, the fire of digestion. When you're ready, gently resting your arms. They can get a little tired. Second round you can do with your hands on your belly or your hands resting in your lap. Up to you. We'll take a full collective breath in. Breath out. Breathe into halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue. Full breath out. swallow. Retain and massage. Alrighty. When you're ready, just releasing the self-massage. Just close down the eyes and come back to a full breath and notice what you feel around the belly. With Kapalabhati breath, I know for me personally, there can tend to be a little bit of tension, residual tension in the shoulders. So just feeling the shoulders, the neck and the jaw relax. Beautiful, gently opening your eyes. Going to come into a supported fish. So for our fish today, you can take 2 supports. I'm going to take a block for my upper back and then a blanket for my head. Yeah, that's how I sequenced it. You can do bolster and your head on the ground. You can do whatever you want really. Just a support for your upper back. And an opening in the throat. We've just closed the cavity of the lower belly a little bit and really stimulated. So we're just opening it back up, opening the throat, opening the chest, creating a bit of space after that stimulation. So for those of you that can't see, the block is coming underneath my upper back. And then my head will rest, if the couch wasn't there, on the ground. Yeah. So when you're ready, coming into your supported fish, your belly, chest, and throat opener. And really feeling into an expansive breath. So the Sanskrit name for the solar plexus chakra is Manipura, which translates as lustrous gem. The solar plexus chakra is about the power of being an individual, embracing our own uniqueness, whilst also celebrating our continued connection to those around us. So as you lay on your back, I just want you to think of a single quality that makes you uniquely you. What quality do you have that is unique to you? Do you like that quality? Do you dislike that quality? Regardless of how it makes you feel, knowing that is a part of who you are as an individual, but also a part of your connection to those around you. We'll rest here in silence for about 2 more minutes. these final few breaths, just noticing which nostril it's easier to breathe out of, your right or your left. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's a little more subtle. Gently planting the soles of your feet down to the ground. You're going to roll onto the side that it is easier to breathe out of, into the fetal position. Knees will move in the direction of your chest. You can lay on the pillow of your bicep or hand, and we'll spend 10 breaths balancing the svada, the two major nadis, the nostrils. From an emotional perspective, the solar plexus chakra is linked to the issue of personal power. And personal power can be described as a feeling of control over one's life. Do you feel like you are in control? Or at least a feeling of being in control? My answer is very much no. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Very slowly. The yoga practice teaches us to allow, to accept, to release control. This feeling of having direction or purpose can give us some will, which is what the Manipura Chakra is all about. Alrighty, so this next practice is pretty triggering for me. It is another breath work from the Kundalini yoga practice. Manipura is said to be purified with twisting. Bless you. This is active twisting in a seat. I'm going to sit up on a block just because we are going to do this for about 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is a long time to do this practice for. When I did it in a Kundalini class, we did it for 15 minutes and I involuntarily cried. It was fabulous. So just have a look. We have our hands on our shoulders. As we inhale, we twist to the right, and as we exhale, we twist to the left. So it looks something like this. Yeah? The reason we're doing this is, 1, twisting purifies. It's a very gentle twist through the spine. It's not forceful. 2, this takes will. It takes will and creates fire. Yeah, so it's really going to stimulate this chakra, and then we're going to sit for about a minute afterwards, and we're just going to feel the residue of that fire washing over our body. Yeah? I'll let you know when the time's up, when you're ready. If you ever need to rest because you feel lightheaded, please do so. And we begin. The fire begins to build. As resistance begins to manifest within the body, just notice the tendency of the mind. Mine is to run away. Allowing these feelings to be there, continue cultivating resilience. Halfway. About 1 more minute left. For the final minute, feel the elbows lifting just a little bit higher to accentuate the burning in the shoulders. And find a little bit more of a forceful inhale and exhale. Leaning into the fire. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your hands gently in your lap, close down your eyes, and notice what you feel. Bring your awareness to the edges of your body. Perhaps you feel a tingling. The increased vibration. The aliveness at the edges of your body. Take a few deep breaths here. Bring opposite hand to opposite shoulder. And just take a moment to give the shoulders a little bit of love. Just kind of using the weight of the hands to pull the shoulders down. Send the base of your skull back. The hands are energetically a pace of giving and receiving. Full of energy. Send the energy of love into the shoulders which supported you through that dynamic and fiery practice. Take 2 deep breaths. Gently release. Okay, we're going to come into the complete opposite energy now. So we're going to lay prone and we're going to find a folded blanket underneath our belly. So my blanket looks like this. So I'm going to kind of unfold it a little bit so that when I roll it up it's not too thick. So to probably about that. And then I'm just going to really tightly, as tightly as I can, start to roll up the blanket. If you're on your period, your menstrual cycle, don't place it low, or you can do the same thing, but you can just lay on it so it can come underneath your upper back and you can do another opening of the chest. Just because, you know, not ideal. So for this, you can place it higher for a diaphragmatic release. You can place it middle or you can place it lower. There's really no rule. I like to experiment. Like sometimes it feels nicer up here, sometimes it feels nicer here. Depends what's going on. I've eaten a lot of food, so I'm probably going to put it a little bit higher so it's more stimulating my stomach and diaphragm as opposed to my intestines, because I don't want to fart and poo all over the...
I feel like I had a big lunch. It's going to be high for me.
It's going to be high, yeah. So coming to lay on your blanket, and you may notice that it feels quite uncomfortable, so you can create like a 2-hand block, or you can use a block and you can lie on that, or you can come to lay all the way flat. Oh, it's very stimulating for me. Onto your head. Again, we're stimulating digestion. And it's completely natural after a time, once you have relaxed the body, to feel your heartbeat through the blanket, through the belly. So don't be afraid of that. We'll be here for about 5 minutes for this release. Allow the breath to be as it is. It'll be slightly restricted. And over time, peeling back the layers of tension, allowing yourself to soften in. Strengthening and stimulating the solar plexus chakra allows you to attain a state in which you can shake off the fears of rejection, criticism, and you can stand apart from the group, creating your own unique identity. So for me, the solar plexus chakra is about fully embracing my own uniqueness and then celebrating that. The voice of the ego whispering fear is completely normal when we open ourselves up to the courageous act of vulnerability. Letting go of the need to find approval from others and allowing your own inner strength to guide you. time you're gently just going to press yourself to a sphinx on your forearms. Just take a few deeper breaths in sphinx. Notice how that release creates just a little bit more space. And we're gently going to meet in tadpole child's pose. But I want you to take your knees wide so that you have room for your lower belly between your legs. And just really feel the belly soft and open. Gently rolling up through the spine. Alrighty, the rest of our practice is on our back. How glorious. So we're just gonna onto our back. You might need a bolster, you might need a block, you might need a blanket. So just make sure everything is within reaching distance. I'm going to come into a variation of a twist on our back that I don't do very often because my outer hips, inhibit myself doing it personally. But we're going to do it today. So I like to do this one quite supported. So it's called Twisted Roots. Come to lay on our back. We're going to take our left leg and we're going to cross it over our right. And this may be enough for you. Yeah? If you would like, you can take the foot and you can wrap it around again, kind of like a Garudasana in the Yang practice, an eagle. From here, I like to adjust my pelvis over to the left, then my legs fall over to the right. My legs are needing a bolster because my spine doesn't allow me to come into the full twist with my legs on the earth. If you're more open than me, feel free to take your legs all the way down. Feel your tailbone kind of moving towards the front of the room and your left hip kind of moving towards the right hand side. That'll help you to find just a little bit of length, and then you can soften into whatever feels nice for you. In my experience, power is not something that we can take. The most powerful I have ever felt is being during moments of fear and vulnerability. By being courageous and opening myself up to possibility with fear, the sense of aliveness, the sense of power naturally rises to the surface. And we take chances, regardless of whether we experience the fear or not. We open ourselves up to a sense of personal power. this pose, we're going to move our left arm towards the legs and come to lay in a fetal position on the right side of the body. Untangling your legs if they're bound. Just spend a few breaths on the right side. With the least amount of effort. Transitioning onto the back. If you have any props, you just change the side that the props are on. This time we bind our right leg either once or twice over our left, pelvis slightly over to the right, knees fall over to the left, and then open into your twist. The Manipura Chakra is said to be the seat of the ego. The ego creates the stories that allow us to live in the world. But also the stories that make us feel separate, isolated. And in my experience, the greatest way to overcome the power of the ego is to shine the light of awareness on these stories. Not to distract or suppress, but to listen and to fully feel. And underneath that feeling of separateness, of disconnection, is a longing to be loved, a wanting to belong, which comes from a state of connection that we all share. During this period of isolation, when you feel separate, lonely, disconnected, as opposed to running from those feelings, can you deeply hold them, tenderly, really being with the feelings? And in that stillness, we drop into this underlying sense of wanting to be loved. A feeling that we all share as a collective. Something that unites us. Then take your right arm over to the left and unbind the legs. Taking a few deep breaths, resting on the side of the body. In your own time, transitioning into Shavasana, final resting pose. And take your time to set yourself up in a way that feels conducive to stillness and softness. And today we will take an affirmation in Shavasana, an affirmation to strengthen the Solar Plexus chakra. This is something that you can repeat to yourself about 3 times and then rest in the residue of the affirmation. And today it is, I accept and value myself exactly as I am. Saying it silently and to yourself. I accept and value myself exactly as I am. Repeating it 3 times, resting in stillness. stay for as long as feels comfortable and right for you. Thank you for joining myself and Chelsea for this practice to purify Manipura, the sun, the lustrous gem at the center of the navel. May you respect and value yourself exactly as you are. Namaste.